That is a stunning piece of wood. I would have never thought in a million years that that would have ended up coming out. Don't even see it very well because it's so shiny, the light's reflecting off of it. But I took that bit. So this is the project. I'm calling it my prehistoric bowl, as you can see from the title. The reason being is because it's old, chunky and rough around the edges, just like me. So, sticky and horrible. So yes, so yeah, nothing else to say really. It's failed. No good. So I'll see you guys next week. Fresh new project, one that works. And take care. Speak to you soon, and bye for now. Good afternoon all, how are you all? Welcome to another Sunday Lunchtime Live with myself and my lovely wife.
Yay!
So anyway, welcome everybody, hope you're all well.
I love it really.
Thank you very much for coming over and joining us for another Sunday Lunchtime Live, and it's hashtag week, so double joy. So as always, hashtag week has come around again. Hashtag week over 2 weeks. Yes, I know it sounds confusing, but that's how we do it. So as always, it's your interpretation
So
of
it's not hashtag week, is it?
No, it's hashtag week.
2 weeks.
Hashtag week for 2 weeks. So anyway, as always, it's your interpretation to give a chance to put your imagination to the test. I know it's dangerous sometimes. And send in your pieces. As always, that'll be 2 weeks from today. So the date for your last pictures to be sent in will be the Friday before. So that'll be, my wife will now tell me, or Nick will now tell me the date.
Well, I'm still your wife. Whether I will when I get the mouse degree.
So anyway, what this month's hashtag is.
16th.
So get your hashtag pictures into me by the 16th of this month, which will be a Friday, and then I will put them up on a montage on the Sunday, which will be the 18th.
Oh, well done.
And then we'll show everybody's work. And as always, it's your interpretation. So you can just do a natural, coloured, textured, however you want to do it. But it's about using your imagination and push them boundaries. Just make it a little bit, just go that little bit further than what you would normally. So anyway, what's the hashtag? I hear you all shout. This month's hashtag is a bell, hand bell. So it's one of those servant bells or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to turn the shape. I'm not going to do the clanger inside. I'm just going to do, is it a clanger? Is it called a clanger? I don't know.
I think so.
The ball inside that makes it actually ring. I'm not going to do that, but I will do that in the week and then show pictures of it when I finish. I want to concentrate on the shape, and I'm going to give it some colour, and I'm going to give it some texturing, and we're going to make it look pretty, hopefully. So while I get over to the lathe and get ready, Nick will welcome you all in.
Just 1 second.
Maybe.
I will, just 1 second. Oh, predictive text. Why are you doing that? Okay, Koki Goki. Right, so get rid of that calendar. How do I get rid of the calendar? So, hello, welcome everybody to this wonderful Sunday Lunchtime Live. Okay, something to watch if you need a nap. Sorry, no, I'm joking. So we have Wood Wizardry by Colin. We have Kev at 9 Creations, who'll watch later because he's now going out to have a drone flying tuition. Sid's repurposing. We have Copper Owl Wood Turning. we also have Brian at Hartwood Turnen. We also have Mike Wall. We also have Paul Finley wood turning at home. Chris Dodds, 10 Todd at Glen Cove Woodworks. Doug Miller at Woodspun Around. Rex B. Roger Kent. Joe Garofalla. Malcolm Douglas. Paul Houghton, the Greasby Turner. Barry's Wood Creations. Amy. Norman Greenwell. I think that is everybody who's put a comment in the chat.
Right.
If I've missed anyone,
Brian
like
put
I
a comment in there.
said Brian.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'll let you off
All right, Brian at Hartwood Turning.
then.
He's
Anyway,
in the
welcome.
workshop just playing with some colour and texture on an ash bowl. We'll be watching it in the background today.
Put some super glue in this because there was a bit of a crack down there, but it seems to be, that was over an hour ago and it still seems to be a little bit wet. So hopefully we can get rid of that.
Martin Boyd is on as well.
Right, Martin. Right, so this is a piece that has been rough turned already. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some sharp. I'm going to create my bill head first, and then I'm going to hollow out so that then I can shape the handle, and then we're not going to handle, and then we're not going to lose. We're not going to get lots of whip when we're turning our head. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this end and put a tenon on here so I can get it actually in my chuck, so that when we come to hollow out, we can then move everything up. So that's the first thing I'm doing. So I'm going to use a parting tool to put my tenon on, and then we will go from there. So this is between centers at the moment, so we're just going to slowly cut in there. And remember, when you actually do when you're using a parting tool, you're not pushing it in straight like that. You're actually bringing it in uphill, so you're using it as a cutting blade rather than a scraping blade. So you're going to bring our handle low, and we're going to actually use that as a cutting blade. And as you can see, you're getting ribbons off it. If you come in like that, you're just going to get scrapes off of it, which is not what we want. We want ribbons off of it. So we're going to just take that down just enough for our jaws. Just add a little bit more. So there's our tenon on there.
Richard Austin is on.
Hi, Richard.
Brian with a Y, turning things around.
Brian, how you doing? So we're going to put that in our jaws now, so we can take our stub center out. Just grab that in our chuck. And we're going to bring our tailstock back up to make sure it's centralized. I'm going to use that just to put a little bit of pressure on to push it into our chuck to square it up. I'm just going to nip it. That tenon's a little bit big really, but that'll be okay for what we want. We're going to lock off a tailstock. Now we can start getting some shape on the bell we want. So I'm going to go. I'm going to go for a traditional style of bell, so it's like a small lip up and over, and then so look at something like that. That's what I'm going to go for.
Should it be ding dong?
No, this will be a ding-a-ling. This won't be a ding-dong. So I'm just going to rough mark it. I think I'm going to do.
Well, you are a hilly-billy.
You muppet. You're a muppet. You are.
Mick Dews is on.
Hi, Mick. So that's going to be about the size of my bell head. So we're going to start reducing. I'm going to silence my phone because it's going mental.
That's Kate Chloe. That's all right.
So we're going to start removing some of the waste. So we could start with a small rough and gouge. So we get rid of some of this.
Mick Doozy's in his greenhouse, but he's not going to be in there long because it's a tad warm, he said.
Yeah, hold that. We're going to reduce this down a little bit because we don't want it as big as that. Feels like there's a bit missing out of there. It's that super glue. It ain't dried very well at all. I don't know if that Starbond super glue's gone off.
Oh, the Valley Woodturner and Stumpy.
Hello.
Who's that? Someone's put hi Andy. Is that
That's
Andy?
Bundy Row.
Bundy Row, yeah.
I think he has to keep changing his name because he's a bit dodgy and people ask him all the time. Alright, so I think that's about, is that about the size we want? I suppose the head wants to be about 3 inches across, I suppose, so that'll do. So what we'll do now is we're bringing a spindle gouge and start getting some shape.
Roy's the boys on.
Right, Roy, how you doing? We don't call him Roy, we call him Arthur.
Arthur Daly.
Yeah.
Not Arthur Job.
No, Arthur.
Roy missed the hashtag, can you tell him?
Hashtag handbell, Roy. So it's
As opposed to a church bell.
yeah. You can turn the church bell if you want.
Clint at Wood Dancers is on as well.
Hi, Clint. Oops. Shut up. I'm just going to get my rough shape of what I want. Then we'll hollow out. And then we'll finish off the handle and the rest of it.
Roy put, no, Nikki, that's Steve. Yeah, you're right there.
Yeah.
I've got the Arthur Daly theme tune in my head now.
So I think that's long enough. So we're going to start shaping that around.
Rex B said he's got to go outside and watch a rocket launch at Cape Canaveral. Oh, the pain of living in Florida. Wish we could all go in space. Wood turning in space. Amy's put four candles or four candles. That never gets dull, does it, that?
No, never. Oh, look at that. Typical.
We said it's back on TV, Nikki.
Right where I want to be cutting in is there a great big hunk missing out of that bit of wood. I think we need another bit of wood.
Not a hunk. Oh my God, what are we going to do? Don't forget, you still got a bit of wood in the boot of the car.
Yeah, well, I can't use that, can I?
No, I know, I'm just saying. Need to get it out.
Great big split in there, so we need another piece of wood. So that's ready for the fire pile. Throw that out the
Yay!
door.
More... Stephen! More
Throw that,
firewood.
throw that out the door. And I've got to find another bit now. Let's have a look what we got.
He just tried to hit me with that, I'll tell you, look.
Yeah.
Good job, he's a rubbish shot.
What have I got here? I've got a bit of pear, is it? A bit of pear wood?
I still never got no flowers, by the way, guys. You know, terrible husband he is.
Oh, hang on, let me just dig that violin out. I took you out for your dinner yesterday. What more on blood? And your tea.
I paid for tea. We're having a bit of a bad day, Mike.
What's he say?
Well, because it says, what are you want toy? No, is will this the cup a lot? And then he's put, I know, read it. And then he's put, what I want to know is, will there be colour? He's just retracted that message so you can read it. Oh dear.
Are you on the sauce, Mike, by any chance? All right, let's try another. I've got a piece of pear wood here, so I'm going to centre this.
Robert Bortwood's on.
Hi, Robert, how you doing? I'm just going to centre this quickly, and then we'll get this on. And we'll
If
try
at first you don't succeed, try again. Or throw it out the door.
Right, so get a dot punch, just dot punch the centres of that. We'll get our live centre back in. No, we won't. We'll get our stub centre back in even. So dot there. Dot there. So let's bring our...
Oh, we've got someone on called the Professor.
Yes.
Afternoon all.
He's been in a couple. Welcome. So we'll try again with another piece of wood.
He put, I am not on the shore.
So small piece of pear wood. Should be big enough to do what we want to do. So we'll have to rough it, put a tenon on the end, and we'll try again. Just tight, stand to one side while we turn a lathe on, make sure it don't jump out and give us a fright of our life. So I'm going to quickly rough this.
So, other than watching this, anybody up to anything spectacular today on such a beautiful day? Well, it's here anyway, it's lovely.
Just check that, make sure it's round. I think I've got a little bit further to go. Yep, just a little bit further. So that should be round. Round as going to be anyway. Yep, she's round. So again, we're going to do a tenon on this end.
Oh, excuse me. Ruby Claire's on.
Hi Ruby, how are you?
So Amy put, had roast chop and roast veggies for my dinner. My auntie came up for the weekly visit. Very nice. Terry's on. You're right, troublesome Terry. How was it yesterday evening?
How was your paella?
Hope you didn't get too sloshed.
What morning was when we left?
Yeah. Barry put, Steve, have you got the car fixed?
Yes.
You haven't?
Which one? Which one?
Yeah, they've both been playing up, haven't they, mate?
Nicola broke
I
one,
broke
and
both of them.
then she broke the other one. Yes, Barry, I think I have. I've temporarily fixed it for now, but I've ordered some parts to do it again with new seals. So hopefully that will cure the problem. Right, so we're going to lock that off, making sure that's nice and tight in between
And then you've done a
centres.
bit of a hilly-billy fix to the
Hilly Billy, you and Hilly Billy.
to the car. Good old Coke can, hey mate.
Coke can and some algamide tape.
I told our daughter that you'd done it with Coke can and some sellotape.
Right, what am I doing? Right, so we've got a bit of a nasty notch in here, so we're going to get rid of this bit first.
Mike Doos has got to go. Catch you later.
See you there, Mike. Thanks for coming over. So we're going to get rid of all that. So we're hollowing that out anyway, so I'm not too worried about that bit there. So now we can start getting our shape. So
Terry said he had a great time and he didn't get sloshed.
we're going to bring our spindle gouge back.
What about Ruth?
Just going to sharpen that. It doesn't seem very sharp, I don't. Should be. I sharpened it a bit earlier. Ruth, is it Pim's o'clock yet?
Thank you for your hospitality yesterday, though, Terry.
Yeah,
and Ruth,
very
that was
much so.
lovely.
Yeah, it was very nice day.
Nice to see you. Sit in the sun.
Even though you kicked us out at 3 o'clock.
That's 3:30, actually. You need to get in touch with your father during the week.
Who?
You.
Why?
To find out about so you can do that roof.
Oh,
You haven't forgotten already.
No, I never forget anything. Right.
Apart from our wedding anniversary. Apart from important things.
Moving on from that. So we're just going to take this down, get rid of all this waste. Hopefully this will be a bit better wood.
Klondike Craftsman is on.
Right, Lewis. How's that nipper? So just some nice, clean this up a little bit. So once I start shaping my bell, I'll then remove the tailstock and we will bit of
Not supposed to eat it.
We will then start to hollow the inside out.
Oh. He's driving and listening, Lewis is. Terry said Ruth had a great time as well. Lewis said he's great, thanks, Steve.
Good. So that's the rough shape I'm going to go for.
Sid Repurposing's got to go. Watch back later. Take care.
See you later, Sid. Thanks for coming over, mate.
Rex B said back now. Amazing space launch. Wish we could go to space once, just once.
This smells funny, this bit of wood.
What is it?
Piece of pear. Right, so that's my bell shape I'm going to do. So I don't want to take that no thinner than there now because that's going to lose the stability there once I hollow out on the inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove some of this waste off the end here. And then I'm going to actually start hollowing out on the inside. I'm just going to shape this a little bit better because I've got a little bit of tear out on the edge of that. So we're just going to shape that a little bit better. Just to get rid of that bit of tear out. Just a nice little feather over with the spindle gouge. Have a look at that. That feels better. So we're just going to start cleaning some of this out of here, and then I will remove the tailstock. Don't know if you can see if I put a tailstock up. Oh, it's working. I thought it was frozen.
What?
That picture.
Camera?
Alright, so we'll just get this tailstock out of the way now. Take the elbow stabber out, just in case. Camera's a little bit high, isn't it? Let me just move that camera down a little bit. It's a bit better. Just pulled the power supply out now.
Just stop fiddling.
Just stop fiddling.
Apparently I'm sounding like a robot again now.
It's sounding alright to me. Nothing's been touched, so. Who said that?
Amy.
Don't know. Right, so now we can start getting rid of some of the waste out of this. So this should, will we be able to break that off? Yep. So I've got a little bit of a crack in there. Blooming wood, all the wood I got is cracked. So we'll just put a little bit of fine in there. Just to hold it together. Hopefully that'll hold together. I think I need to get some new super glue because I think my I think it's starting to go off a little bit. Right.
Yeah, they said I'm echoing.
No, you shouldn't be echoing because there's only me and you on there, so that's either the stream going out or the stream coming in, one of the two. So,
Benjamin's on.
hi Ben, how you doing?
He said I'm all stocked up on Foster's.
Ah.
And he said it makes sense now. Nikki isn't real, she's just AI.
Right, so let's start getting some of this hollowed out. So I'm going to use my spindle gouge as a drill. Move that down a little tiny bit, it's a little bit high. We're just going to run that through the middle there. We're just going to gently back hollow that.
Or he said, Steve, you must be getting your wood from a dodgy dealer. Yeah, his name's Arthur.
Can't really see, can you?
You haven't been out here all week, have you?
I haven't been out here for ages. Lay back. Let's try that. So I'm just gradually just putting that in there and just back hollowing that. Gonna get a little bit of vibration because the piece is quite a way away from the headstock, so there's going to be a little bit of vibration. And I think it's going to move as soon as I touch it. Just make sure the chuck's tight. But we'll just keep nibbling at it.
Is that what it's called? Nibbling.
Yeah, nibbling. Might you try a carbide in there? Might be a bit better.
Not having a lot of luck, are you?
It's just what it is, isn't it? I've got a new tip for this.
I've got one in my pocket. Just a minute.
No, I've got one here. I wasn't asking you if you'd got one. I said, have I got a new tip in there?
Why are you talking to yourself?
Because that's the only time I get a decent answer.
That's the only time you get an answer you want.
That's the one. The answer I want. Yes, I have got a
Yeah, you have got one.
new tip. So I'll just quickly change this tip.
It's in that place, you know.
In that place.
Yeah, you know. Where you keep everything in that place.
You can get new screws, look. That's impressive, isn't it? It's not that screw, though. Hopefully that cut a bit better now. It's got a new tip in it.
Don't speak too soon.
Well, we'll try it anyway. Let's try that with a new tip in it. Oh, look at that.
Amazing. So Terry's doing a live tonight.
He is.
Well, he didn't know it was him or Mike doing it. Is it 360 tomorrow?
Tomorrow night, yeah. Excuse me.
Oh, did you have to?
Did you get a bit of spit?
Yeah. Guston, that was.
Yeah, I think Martin's doing a demo tomorrow night, if I remember rightly. So if I can see in there. Put a light on, Steve. Ooh, that's better. I can see.
Doug Miller said he saw Joe Senior yesterday.
Yeah, I
Saw
was
Glyn Senior yesterday.
going to say.
I got to have a chat with him.
We see the picture on Facebook.
Robert said, Terry, is your studio finished yet? It's got it well stocked, put it that way. Don't think I need to buy any supplies for a little while.
Brochure. Right, so I'm just going to stop that and see how thick that is.
Will you stop coughing down the mic?
Is that better?
Mm.
Right, so I'm only to. I've got a little bit more to go yet. Another ½ inch.
Oh, Terry on holiday again. He said yes, and Martin is doing a demo tomorrow, and he'll miss it because he's on holiday again. Dr. Bobson.
Hi, Dr. Bob, how you doing? So let's have a look at that. That is better, much better. Just a little tad more, I think. I'm just going to get that in there just to finish that top edge of that off.
Benjamin said, I'm beginning to think Terry's a lottery winner.
That's much better. All right, so we just got to clean up a little bit on the top third because it's a little bit uneven.
Wouldn't it be nice is on?
Hi, who?
Richard Austin said, when you are using the carbide, are you tipping on its side? It's hard to tell on the video.
You don't need to because this is the Simon Hope, and the way you put it in on the flat bar there, it's already at a 45-degree angle. If you put it there, it's obviously not. So these are actually designed that they're already on a 45-degree angle. When I'm using the other one, which is the smaller cut and tip, that one there, I do have that turned at a slight angle. If you look, I've got lines on the bar, so that's my vertical line, and I've got another line there that gives me like a 45-degree angle. So I do use that, so I don't use acts like a negative rake cutter. But when I'm using this one's already pre-angled for that purpose, so I don't need to. This one is exactly the same. The bigger cutter, the 10mm carbide cutter, that's exactly the same on the square bar. That's angled at a 45 as well. So you don't need to worry about them with the Simon Hope because they're already pre-angled.
Mike Walt's got to go.
See you later, Mike. Thanks for coming over, mate. Hope you have a good day.
So Terry put that no, Benny just worked hard all his life and is now reaping the benefits. And Lewis put Terry made a lot of money in the film industry in the 70s. Will not elaborate. And Benjamin put Lewis, I assume you mean action movies. Exactly, Ben.
Right, so that's curving over there. Yep. Right, so I'm going to sand the inside of that now. And what I'll do is I'll refine the outside to reduce the thickness. So we'll sand that.
Smells quite nice actually. It's coming through here.
Is it?
Mm.
That's my deodorant. Right, so get some extraction
It's
on.
not definitely not you.
We're just going to get rid of any little marks or imperfections in the bottom there.
Chris Dodd's put, I thought I saw him in Lord of the Rings.
What, Gollum?
Todd says Terry's not denying it, just saying. And Terry put, Chris, I was the one with the hairy feet. Mm.
Alright, so we'll just work up the grits. What was that one? That one was 120. 180 we want, if we can find it. 180.
Wouldn't it be nice, said SK Crafts, nice badge, mate, congratulations.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Small step for mankind.
Mm.
That's 180. 240. Gee, there's a new bit of 240 here. That'd be better. Don't do it like that, Steve. So 320. Oh, just go to 400. I mean, a little bit of
Terry put, who stitched on Steve's new badge? Nikki. That's not stitched on us with Velcro. Norman Greenwell said, would it be advantage? Would it be an advantage to put a dimple at the top centre of the striker?
Can do. What inside? Could do. So I could drill a hole in there, I suppose, can I? So I've got something to.
Robert Bortwood said Steve can now teach people how to spend money properly. Richard Austin said, great answer, thanks.
So I'll just get the small spindle gouge and just put a hole in it. Just dimple the centre of that, just so we know where we're going. So when we put in the centre, just there. So now I'm going to just reshape this outside a little bit.
Is that split, that wood?
Yep. I have super glued it. Hopefully it'll hold together. Got two choices. So I'm just
Show
going
me
to
the other one.
Well, the other one was
The other
just
bit
as
of wood.
bad. The other one was as
So I'm
bad.
saying, if not, be going with the other bit of wood.
So I'm just going to reshape this a little bit. So we're just going to round this off a little tiny bit. And what I can do is I
to do dodgy dealings.
I can just reshape this a little bit to make that a little bit thinner as well, which I'll be. It's just lost a little bit of its shape, or it's moved a little bit. Oh my god.
It's the dust.
No dust in here, love.
Oh. Cool. Got right up my nose, it did.
I'm just going to stop that and check the thickness. Because I don't want it major thin. But we could go a little bit more. Just go a little bit more. Yeah, that's better. That's maybe 3mm thick. Maybe a little bit more. Let's just go one more. One more.
I moved my mic so they couldn't hear me. Obviously, that didn't make a lot of difference.
Oh, I did.
Robert Bortwood said, "Is that piece of wood green by chance?"
No, it's not, Robert. It's been sat on my shelf for about 2, maybe 3 years. But I should have cut an inch off or 2 inches off the end of it already because it's got a crack in it. But that'll be okay. I think that's actually glued up quite well. So right, so that's the shape I'm going to go. It's around about, I reckon, 3mm thick. So that's what I'm going to go with. So just going to quickly sand that up. So we'll just take that through the grits again.
Notice you don't measure in inches anymore.
So I'm going to start with 180 grit. So I'm doing some maintenance in here next week. Filters look like they're clogged in my, well, not clogged, but dirty in my cam vac.
Oh, more work for you to do.
Yeah.
Always something in it, mate. Always something.
Not really drawing, but not as well as it should be.
Well, you said that looks better, Steve.
Thanks, Roy. Just check that. Just go over that with this bit of 120 because just a little bit on that ridge. Now we'll go up to 180.
Ward Wilson's on.
Hi, Ward, how you doing?
Ruby Claire said, "Good idea on starting Christmas projects early." Or we put Nikki, no decorating again. Well, our bedroom needs painting, really. But if I threaten to do it, you see, he might do it. Or I'll start it and then he'll go, oh, I'll finish it.
After I sand all the runs out of the wall. And
That's the best way to do it. I don't get them, not that bad.
right, so that's 400 grit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rough shape this bit here for my handle, and then we'll get some colour on
His handle.
my handle, and then we'll get some colour on there. So I'm just going to remove some of this waste with the bowl gouge. So we'll get rid of a lot of this. Actually, let's use a rough and gouge. Right, now we can go back with this. So I'll just remove slightly to get our rough shape for our handle.
Doug Miller said, may I suggest you bring the tailstock up?
To bring a bit of support in. You just want me to use my tennis ball again, Doug. That's what it is. So a little bit of a tennis ball. Not going to put a load of pressure on it, just a little bit. So just use the spindle gouge just to take some of this out of here.
Don't let Puppy see that, she'll have that.
Oh no, she won't.
You know she likes taking things that aren't hers.
I want to go nice and not too thin, but I want to go fairly delicate on there. I think that'll do.
That'll do, donkey, that'll do.
And we'll just gradually nibble some of this away.
Ruby said that she used handbells when she started teaching.
Sorry, who did Ruby?
Yeah. Yes, Roy is the dog, yeah. The Mad Mutt, as we call her. Robert said, Steve, are you going to put a small cat's bell inside?
Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to put inside, actually. That's a good idea, actually, isn't it? I didn't know what I was going to put on the inside, to be perfectly honest.
There could be one in the cupboard on one of her toys. I've got a cat, so she don't play with them. See what we can find. Wouldn't it be nice? Said, what wood is it, please?
Piece of pear would you? It's getting a bit out of balance with that wheel, with that ball.
He started with a different piece, but it was split.
Had an inclusion in it, so.
So through that, like he does.
Turn that down a little bit. We just had to turn a little bit slower. Right, so I'm going to put a little bit of a ball here. And then I'm going to just gently bring it up to a more of a larger end of the handle, I think. Do have a little bit more speed, really, but I don't want that thrown out of there. And I bet Terry's going, use a skew, use a skew.
The professor's got to go back to work. Thank you for popping along.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming over.
Norman said, can you lose the ball and put your centre in the dimple?
I'll try.
Will it not be too much pressure? Pressure.
Presser.
Pressure.
I will try. See if I can't see in there. I think the whole piece has moved a little bit. So it's not going to be dead in the centre, I don't think. But we'll put a little bit of pressure on it and we'll try it.
Robert said you can get smaller tennis balls.
Just move my tool rest up a little bit. See if that makes any better.
Oh no, guess what?
What?
They got the chair in. Benjamin put Terry-sized tennis balls. Ruby said try cutting it left to right. Doug Miller's got to go. Catch the rest later.
See that, Doug?
He said he'll have a video on the AAW gallery up later today. He's filling in for Mark on Tuesday evening. Links in his channel by everyone. Lewis said, watch the films before you make fun, Ben.
What did he say?
Because Benjamin put Terry-sized tennis balls. And Lewis said, watch the films before you make fun, Ben. Ben said, Steve, what have you found to be the fastest curing resin? I don't care if it dries clear or bubbly.
Fastest curing.
Wouldn't it be nice? He's got to go. He said his barbecue's calling.
See you later, Hugh. Thanks for
Enjoy,
coming
Hugh.
over. I don't know, Ben, because I've never really. I don't buy resin to dry quick. The one I dry is set in an hour,
When you're dry.
but it's not hard. It's firm, but it's not. Not you can't turn it in an hour. I don't know really. I've never really, not really ever bought resin for that reason. I mean, the stuff I use, just you can turn it the next day, but it depends if that's fast enough for you. I'm just going to sound this up quickly to 400 grit.
Robert says Ben depends on
I can't
temperature.
hear you.
Robert said Ben depends on temperature and how much activator you use.
Yeah. Well, the trouble is with resin, the more activator you don't really cause it to dry quicker. It just gets hotter, so then that can crack. So you need to be careful there.
Ben said, what's the one called that sets in an hour? And Lewis said, how deep are you pouring and do you have a pressure pot, Ben? So what's the one you use?
One Barry and Hugh uses goes in an hour. Can't think of what it's called. If you go onto Barry's Wood Creations YouTube channel, in his description there should be a link for some resin that he used, and that was 50-50 mix, and that dries in about an hour. I couldn't tell you what make it is. Let's just check that. Alright, so that's my shape. Just do some sanding that way, just get rid of any sander marks, because we'll end up with radial sander marks if we're not careful.
So he said he's using it as a glue, but needs it to be more runny than 5-minute epoxy.
You can get UV resin that you can use as a glue. That's what I would use. I'd use UV resin.
Barry would put on the name of it. Let's resin.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Resin, yeah. Right, so that's all sanded up. So we'll give that some colour. What colour do you want the bell, Nick? What do you reckon?
Gold. I don't care, Stephen. Pink with blue spots. No, you're not listening. What
No, 'cause
colours do you have?
I've got to go through all the colours again.
I know, but you change them all the time.
I've got intrinsic colours, which are a stain. So honey, burnt orange,
Oh,
flame.
burnt orange. Do burnt orange.
What, on a bell?
See, you do this every single time.
It's not-
Ask and then
Don't shout. You don't need to
do
shout.
copper then.
Don't need to. I'll just
Goodness
choose.
me. Just pick one yourself.
Well, it's definitely a fruit tree. It's either pear or apple, Ruby. I got given it from a guy who I shoot in his orchard. That's either pear or apple. But it's definitely fruity because you can smell it. Um, um, I'm going to go
Well, you
sky.
blew your chances of any help, didn't you?
I'm going to go for sky blue.
No. A bluebell, really?
Don't shout. You don't need to shout.
Bluebell.
You
No,
don't.
Steve. They're not
You
blue, are they?
you don't need to shout.
Bluebells are not blue, love.
Bluebells are white.
I said burnt orange. You go, burnt orange, burnt bell.
Gold with black handle. Silver. And
Plum,
Nikki can
gold.
sing the song while you colour. I don't like gold. I could do gold, but I always do gold, don't I? I always use
What,
gold and reds.
what on the bell?
No, I just use gold and reds.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. I'm confused.com now.
Do what colour you like. Because whatever anyone says is always wrong.
I'm going to do gold bell.
You'll make your mind up. You're so indecisive.
Where's my gold?
This is where it goes, I ain't got none.
Oh yeah, I've got gold.
Mm.
I've got this
Are you
calligraphy.
sure?
I've got this calligraphy gold. That's perfect for that, I think. Right. So I'm going to go gold bell. Do, 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 do. This nice chunky brush.
Bronze, there you go. Terry said bronze.
Got this one. Is this bronze enough for me? Not a camera.
Todd said we're starting to sound like Terry and Brian.
Right. Gold.
Do, 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 do. No.
No. So this will take a couple of coats to get up to the gold.
Not just gold, gold, gold.
Gold. Do you like the colour?
Lovely.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Dr. Bob said, be pleased, no one said gold leaf. Barry put, God knows what you two are like when choosing colours for the bedroom decorating.
We don't, Barry.
We just go plain. Beigey, creamy colour, don't we, mate?
Last time Nicola chose colours, we ended up with lime green and ocean blue for the...
No, I didn't. You picked them.
Right, that's the first coat. So I'll do a bit on the inside when I'm in here. These calligraphy colours are quite nice. Come from the range.
Roy said, lol, Barry, Steve wouldn't have a word to say about it. He'll just do as he's told.
Oh, would you? Right, Roy. And if any man speaks the truth, they would do exactly the same. Because the art of being in a good marriage is you let the wife think they're in control. I'm doing such a good job of that, even I believe it.
Yeah, right. Like, oh, the dog won't come in the house.
Right, so we'll just quickly dry that off with a hot air gun, and then we'll give it...
She loves her granddad. And his socks. Don't she, mate?
Yes.
So, Lewis said the song Silver Bells is stuck in my head now. I've done it to myself. Sad. And Ruby said Lewis is stuck in mine too. Dr. Bob said you two remind me of an early radio programme, the Bickersons. So he moans if I talk too much, and then coming back yesterday, I was really quiet, and he went, "You're right." I went, "Yeah." He said, "So why?" He said, "You're not talking. I don't want to talk to you."
I just couldn't believe my luck. It was.
Roy said, "Wow," and the dog is still alive. Steve Lover, whatever he says,
I've
he
got nothing against
loves her.
dogs. I just don't want one.
Oh no, we wouldn't have one. No way. It wouldn't be fair anyway. Being at work all day.
Right, so I'm going to use the second coat.
So I am preparing onions, as we're having a barbecue later.
Barbecue.
A barbie? Not sure why I bought broccoli, but hey ho.
For the barbecue.
Yeah.
Start a new trend.
Roasted broccoli.
Barbecued broccoli.
I'll have roasted broccoli. Done on the barbie.
So if anybody wants a nice rich gold or a nice rich red for doing on their pieces, then go to the range and get these acrylic colours, because the red and the gold are absolutely stunning.
There's one colour you've been trying to get hold of and you can't get, isn't there?
Yeah, but that's in the acrylic size. That's not.
Oh, right.
I mean, with this gold, if you was to put 2, 3, maybe 4 coats on, the deeper the colour gets. If I had a bit more time, what I would do is I'd put 2 coats on, leave it to dry, then gently sand it back so you can see you got bits of dust in it from the where you've on the brush. But if you had a bit more time, you could sand it back and then just give it a couple of coats and then give you a nice rich gold. But that's 2 coats, so I'm going to leave that there. As you can see, if you go on an overhead, you can see that's a lovely rich goldy colour. Really nice colour. I think my water's a bit
Robert
dirty.
said no carrots. Nikki, yep, I've got carrots, which I'm going to just prep, and some for the rabbits, and grate some for my salads in the week. Klondike Craftsman said the right dog is awesome, Steve. Problem is you don't find out they aren't the right dog until it's too late. Yeah, my daughter's
We haven't got time for a dog.
no, but she is cute and she is a very good dog, very well trained. You just can't help but love her.
You can buy them online, Colin. They deliver.
What's that?
Colin says he ain't got a range down where he lives.
Chris Dodd said I've got the bells stuck in my head now. Robert said, "Are they ringing, Chris?"
Just remember when you're drying with a hot air gun not to get too close because that will blister. So that's dry now. So now we'll do the handle. So what other colours have I got in them? I have violet,
A violet handle.
blue, red and silver.
Red and yellow.
I'm going to do a little bit of red around the ball, I think. And then I'm going to do the rest of the handle black. So I want a little fine brush.
Mrs. Might, hey Roy, but you not. He said he won't get another dog after this one.
So I'm going to do a little bit on that. I'm going to do a bit of red on the ball here, or on this bit here. So I've got a little fine brush. I'm just going to shake that a bit better than that. So just turn the lathe on low.
I can't believe how quick that time has gone.
I'm just going to put a little bit of a red.
Be interesting to see what people's different interpretations will be.
Yeah, as always.
So need to be in by the 16th. Email to, I'll put that in the chat.
So that's the bit of red. As you can see, a nice,
get it on the right thing.
nice rich red.
Idea.
Really does come up a nice.
Oh, Lewis had a good idea. Crackle paint over the gold would be nice.
I've got some crackle.
Richard Austin said, I do what I'm told 98% of the time, and then I get ignored for 3 to 4 days on the odd occasion. I refuse. Marriage is about knowing when to say no.
So that's the red.
That is the email address to send your, I think that's right. Why is it not gone on blue? To send your bells to Steve by the 16th of June.
So then just a bit of black. So I'm going to use a black marker pen, I think, for that. Have I got a black
If you can
marker
find
pen?
one.
No,
That's not black.
All these marker pens.
No, you ain't got a black one.
Let me check my supply drawer.
Oh, here's one. Oh no, and it's brown, isn't it? What colour is that? Here's a black one. Steve?
Is it a wide tip one?
I don't know, I'm not touching it, it's dirty.
Oh, that ain't good. I thought. Oh, it might be alright. So just a black marker pen for this bit. Actually, more blue than it does black.
Yeah, but is it because what's going on? So why are you not so much the bell bit, but why are you not doing the handle off the lathe? Because that looks like that's wobbling a lot.
It's wobbling a lot.
I'm asking a question.
Because I want a nice, neat line on it.
All right.
And I'm hoping I can get a neat line on it with the lathe. Oh no, this pen's running out.
Dr. Bob put time flies when you're with friends, even more that we've become a global community of wood turners.
It's because it's nice when you look at the people who are in from different parts of the world.
Yeah, definitely. So Robert said, Steve, do you find that when you shake the bottles, they sometimes go bubbly?
Yeah, I do. But the bubbles are still, if you shake them well, the bubbles will still have the concentration of the colour in them. So it's not a major issue. I'm just trying to. Loads of blooming pens in here and I can't find the one I want. Ah, let's have a
Ha
look.
ha! Thunder
Ah.
fun.
Reds, greens, blues, every colour but blue and black. That's typical, isn't it? Oh, what's this one?
I've got a thin. Oh no, it's green. There might be a black one in the house, but I think it could be a thin tip.
Well, that one's dried
No,
out.
are you listening?
Yeah, a thin tip would be fun, just to get
Do
close
you want me
to
to go
the.
get it?
No, I might have one here actually. In this box. Just talk amongst yourselves, folks. We'll be back in a minute.
So unorganised.
Used to work for Beryl pen manufacturers, and I got 30,000 pens down there, but none that actually what I want. They're all different. Ah, this is perfect. Wedgwood one. Wedge one.
Which one?
That's better. Look at that. That's better.
Better.
Yeah, that is black, not blue.
Here's the carrots, Robert, but that's just topping and tailing. Oh, I'm just topping and tailing for the rabbits.
Right.
We'll grate them later.
So I'm just going to let that dry for a minute, and I'm going to give that a quick coat of sand and sealer, because if I don't seal it, then when you touch it, all the colour's going to come off on your hands. But I'm hoping that it's going to not affect that gold. But time will tell. So I'm just going to give it a quick blast. Put the extractor on.
Give it a blast. Oh, just got a shiver to do.
Oh, I brought that pen up nice and black. So we'll just dry that off the hot air gun, making sure we point our hot air gun away before we put it on our piece. Don't blow dust all over our bit. So just give it another quick coat, I think.
Looks nice. I like it. No, I don't want it instead of flowers. No.
I'm not rising to the occasion.
That happens a lot. Lewis, but harsh. Harsh but true. You fell right into that one, didn't you, mate?
What?
You fell right into that one.
But a bit of rope normally saves me.
Yeah.
Can't believe how much that head of that bell is wobbling. Right, that should be dry, so we'll just check see if that's dry. Yep, that's dry. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to give that a light coat of acrylic gloss lacquer just to seal that all in, and I'm going to leave it to dry, and then after live, once it's dry, I will part it off and make my, is it a clanger inside, whatever it's called inside? Did we work out what it was called? No?
No. It's a clanger, I think.
So I'm just going to turn it on low, and we're just going to give that a bit of, this is acrylic sand and gloss lacquer, just to give that a little bit of a sheen, really. Just a couple of light coats.
No, it's called. It says a clapper.
Ah, clapper. Thank you,
The
Brian.
tongue of a bell. Oh, I looked it up on the Tinternet.
All right.
The tongue of a bell, the part inside that swings to make the bell ring, is called the clapper.
I like the idea of a cat bell.
Yeah, what say might have one of them. Take off the cat's collar. Colin said clangers lived on the moon. Lol. Robert said that looks really classy, Steve.
Thank you very much. So just another final coat, making sure I check the camera.
How many coats have you given it?
This will be the second coat. I'm going to give it two. I'm only going to give it two coats because once I part it off and I'll recolor the end, then I'll give it another. Then I'll give it another couple of coats just to seal it in. I'll put this beside my bed then, so when I need room service,
I'll stick it where the sun don't shine.
I like your thinking, Lewis.
Yeah, you dream on, boy.
Right, so that's two coats of the acrylic lacquer I put on there. So what I'll do is just leave that running for a few minutes to dry off properly, and then once that's dried, I'll part it off and then I'll colour the end, then reseal it, and then that'll all be done. And I'm ready to put my clapper on the inside.
Not your clanger.
No, my clapper. I've dropped a few clangers. Yeah, that's what. Who said that about the cat toy inside? Robert Broadwood, wasn't it? Was it Robert or who?
A cat bell.
Yeah. Anyway, that's Ruby said about a small bell. That's what
Yeah.
Robert was on about. I think it was Robert.
Chris Dosper explained that, ain't he?
Right, let's just put
Dick
these tools away
Klondike
quick.
said, after you ring, I suggest watching the door and have an exit strategy.
Problem here, Lewis, I've only got one entrance in the workshop. Let's just quickly put these away.
Quiz blink and onions stink. Your workshop's going to smell of it. Pears and onions.
Nice pair.
Mhm.
All right, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Right, so as always, your interpretation of a bell. So you can do whatever you require. Let's turn them off. Oh, oops, wrong button. Turn that light off. I'll come back on there. So as always, it's your interpretation to whatever you want it to be. As you can see, I've just done a small ding ding, but it's got to be a handbell. But obviously they do big handbells, small handbells. So it's your interpretation to what you want to do, depending on how big or small you want to make it. And as always, it's about having a bit of colour, a bit of texture. And I was going to do a bit of texture on that, but because the head's moving quite a bit, I can't really do it now because it's going to jump about quite a bit. I should have done it really before I started filling down for the handle, but never mind, it doesn't matter. We've coloured it, we've made it look pretty, and I'll get the clapper on the inside, and I will get it finished, and then I will get some pictures up on social media for everybody to see. So
Lewis said flak jacket and helmet then. Roy said Stevie dropped a few things the other night as well.
I did. That was the right clanger, that was.
You pin put. Oh, it's a bell. I thought it was a goblet. Sorry, I got distracted.
Do you know what, Ben? I wonder about you sometimes. Thank you very much, Ruby.
It was thinking of his Fosters, I think.
No, I had other things on my mind on Thursday night because the car was playing up, so I was worried about getting home. So anyway, we got home. It didn't matter, so it didn't matter. So anyway, so thank you very much for everybody for coming over. So if you can get your pictures to me by the 16th of this month at skcrafts@btinternet.com, that would be very much appreciated. And like I just said, as always, it's your interpretation to how you want to produce your bell, what color you want to do it, what shape you want to do it. You know, if you don't want to do it traditional shape, do it something totally different. It doesn't really matter. It's about your interpretation on. It's all about getting you guys in the workshop, having a go as a community, and seeing what we can all come up with. So I look forward to seeing what you all come up with. As always, we've had some really good responses for the last. Well, this year actually, this year's hashtags have really grown, and each month we're getting more and more people taking part, which is really nice to see. So thank you very much for everybody who's taken out the time and having a go. It's really nice to see everybody, you know, having a go at the hashtag week. So thank you for that. Other than that, I think we're going to go. So don't forget tonight, 7 o'clock, Terry Temporary Turner's on. What he's doing, I don't know. I would imagine he might have a go at the hashtag, but we will wait and see when you go over there tonight. So please go over and check him out at 7 o'clock tonight. There'll be no Brian tomorrow night because it's a live 360 club meeting, but I believe Brian said he may do Thursday evening instead. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. Paul Finley, I believe, is it Paul Finley on tomorrow dinner time? I believe Paul Finley's on tomorrow dinner time. If he is, then make sure you go and check out Paul. And if you're not subscribed to his channel, then please do so. Your support will mean the world to him. So thank you very much for that. And other than that, I'm going to say goodbye. Oh, just quickly before we go, if you haven't already known, we're doing the makers auction is now in the background being sorted. We are now in the process of getting things organised for that. I will be doing an announcement or being a promotion video in the next few days or week or so. But keep an eye out for that. This year, we're going to support the British Heart Foundation. So I've just had the welcome pack in from that as well. So I need to sit down and read that. But other than that, it's all systems goes for this year's makers auction.
I'll read it to him because he can't.
So if you haven't already and you would like a makers t-shirt, please go over and get one. All the funds we make on this year's t-shirt will go to this year's charity auction, which will be British Heart Foundation. If you would like the link for these, then the link is in the description of this video and all my other, or this live, should I say, and all my other lives and all my videos. The description for the Teespring stall is in there. If you go over, there are two different styles of t-shirt this year. The difference is the color of the Hampshire Sheen logo on the back of the t-shirt, because there's two different colors of the Hampshire Sheen t-shirt, yellow and burgundy, I believe. So depending on what color you want of logo, on depending on what color of shirt you require. So
That's
please
the
go
other way
ahead.
round.
What?
Or what colour shirt they want depends what colour logo they get.
Well, they know what I mean. So anyway, if you want to make a shirt, please go and get it and support this year's charity. As always, your support is very much appreciated. So other than that, we're going to go. So have a great rest of your weekend. If I don't see you before, I will see you next Friday evening. So other than that, take care, speak to you soon, and bye for now. Say bye, Nick.
Bye, Nick.
See you later, guys. Thanks for coming
Bye.
over. Bye.
That's all, folks.